Good evening, everyone. Welcome to News Central. Coming up tonight, Student Affairs Vice President James Hill's comments have the Faculty Association up in rage.
And a Student Government Association is holding debates tonight on a new Vice President and President. We have the story. I'm Rod Wankel, in for David Scott.
And I'm Gretchen Venneman, in for Angie Schramsky. News Central is next.
Told you before we went to see the kids to wrap them water pipes with insulation.
Yeah, should have.
Serving the Mount Pleasant community and Central Michigan University. With Angie Schramsky, Dave Scott, John Spitzley with weather, and Todd Cox with sports. Live from Central Michigan University, this is News Central.
The Chronicle of Higher Education, a highly respected newspaper distributed to universities across the country, has CMU's Faculty Association enraged.
Student Affairs Vice President James Hill made some comments in an article about college campuses' reputations as party schools and how they're changing them. FA members had a meeting at the University Center on campus this afternoon to discuss the quotes made, as well as talk about upcoming contracts. According to the FA, Hill's quotes, "We were getting to the point where we had only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday classes, and, to be frank, that was a better deal for the faculty than for the students," are what bothered them. FA President David Ling sent a letter to James Hill commenting on his use of words, saying professors were made to look lazy and uncaring. Ling also quotes, "I find it extraordinary that you would make these remarks at a time when the president is working to promote a positive image of Central Michigan University. And it seems to me a written apology to the students and staff that appears both in the student newspaper and in the Chronicle is the very least you can do to try to rectify this unfortunate situation." News Central asked James Hill his reaction to the FA's letter.
I have never said that faculty are lazy or whatever, and I would not say that because I know all faculty are not that way.
When asked whether he would apologize for his remarks, Hill says he doesn't feel it's necessary.
I didn't say anything to apologize for. I think that the statements or the conversation that I had with the reporter were not lies or anything to apologize for.
If he's quoted correctly in the Chronicle of Higher Education, it's outrageous. It's an insult to all the faculty at this university. It suggests that faculty do not regularly meet classes on Thursdays or Fridays, that we are giving in to students' desires for long weekends, primarily, if the quote is correct, because it's a lot easier on us. I know of no instances of where that is the case.
The FA says along with Hill's apology, President Leonard Plaktis should make a formal statement expressing his sorrow, as well as address the Chronicle of Higher Education himself. Hill did address the FA's letter with his own, saying he realizes the comments in the paper have caused concern among the faculty, but that the few quotes made during the 30-minute interview with the reporter did not include the context in which the statements were made.
Minority students are once again pointing the spotlight at alleged campus racism. Shelley Bardlink has the details.
For the second time within a week, about 50 students silently protested racial slurs uttered by some of CMU's athletic coaches. The students started their march at Warner Auditorium, went to the athletic department at Rose, and circled back to the administration office in Warner. Once they reached Warner, the students silently stood in front of the administration office holding the picket signs.
All of us niggas, and you all think about this, all the professors, black professors that are not here, you should find a way to get something together to make them accountable for this situation. Because the white man is calling them a nigger too. And here you all out in the rain standing up for them. They shouldn't have jobs if they can't stand up for you. You got to think about that.
Students started rallying last Thursday because of alleged racial mistreatment made by CMU coaches Keith Dambro and Keela Yunt. The students posted their list of demands around campus.
So make sure you don't let your guard down on numbers. Make sure you don't do that. And make sure you judge everybody on their deeds. Okay? We're not racist. Judge everyone on their deeds.
The march ended here, right in front of Warner Auditorium, where the students peacefully protested in front of the administration office. The Minority Student Organization Council plans on meeting with President Plachta later this afternoon. I'm Shari Bartlink, reporting for News Central.
News Central attempted to interview the participants in today's rally, but they declined to appear on camera.
Last year may have been the year of debates for national elections, but today Central Michigan University is having a debate of its own. At this hour, Student Government Association is holding an open debate for presidential and vice presidential candidates. The debate is currently underway in the President's Conference Room at the Bovee University Center. On one ticket, Dearborn Jr. Scott Whipple is running for SGA president with running mate Lisa McGuire from Oxford. On the other ticket is presidential candidate Bridget Izquierdo from Frankenmuth and her vice presidential mate Rebecca Bollingberg. The debate will provide the campus community a chance to examine each platform and ask questions to the candidates. Current SGA President and Elections Director Stephen Nicholas will mediate the session. We will have a more complete report tomorrow night on News Central.
The final pretrial was held today for Raymond Rodriguez, the Alma freshman allegedly accused of stalking Stacy Lohr, Ithaca sophomore. Rodriguez is prohibited from any contact with the victim in any way. He must remain at his Alma residence except to come to CMU for educational purposes on weekdays between 8 and 4 p.m. Court records stated that the harassment was sufficient enough to make the victim feel terrorized. Frightened and intimidated, stalking is a misdemeanor punishable by 1 year in jail and up to 5 years probation.
Well, looks like John Spitzley is in here for our update.
It looks like we have some rain in our forecast. I'm going to have details coming up in just a little bit.
When we return, Michigan State University is preparing for a new president.
And Michigan government political officials could possibly see a pay raise if Governor Engler has his way. Stay tuned.
Pipes with insulation.
Yeah, should have listened.
And didn't I tell you to leave the doors under the sink open?
Yep.
And leave the heat on?
Yep.
You know, if you'd done all them things, we wouldn't have had to rip out the wall-to-wall carpet when we got home.
Yep, I know.
And we wouldn't have drowned the Victrola.
Yep, should have listened.
Those fools.
Oh, I got one.
Having the right resume is vital to your future career. That's why you need a resume from Copy Corner, your professional resume headquarters. Copy Corner will help you every step of the way, from writing to layout to printing. And you'll end up with a resume to impress any prospective employer. For one resume or 100, you can't beat our prices, high quality, or fast service. So for a professional resume, contact the experts at Copy Corner, located in Saddler Square, Big Rapids, and the Cinema Plaza, Mount Pleasant.
Personally, I learned about the disease and all the implications when my brother was diagnosed. And it was a harsh reality. I had to learn a lot very quickly. Even though I thought I knew a lot about AIDS, the picture changed when it became a family issue.
If I, the son of a Baptist minister from basically a rural area, can acquire AIDS, anybody can.
Obviously, women can get AIDS. I mean, I'm certainly here to witness to that. That it's not a we-they disease, it's an us disease.
AIDS is not a problem that affects other people. AIDS affects us all. Know the facts about AIDS. Know how to protect yourself and your family. Tell others. For answers to your questions about AIDS, call 1-800-342-AIDS.
The Office of Gay and Lesbian Programs are sponsoring a panel discussion featuring Bob Egan, president of the Michigan Organization for Human Rights.
The discussion will concern the political and social issues concerning the gay community in Michigan.
to make clear with this kind of program and this kind of panel discussion that to hate somebody, to hate the neighbor, to be violent against the neighbor, your gay, lesbian, or bisexual neighbor is not anything that can be, that can go together with family values, with the traditional family. The traditional family, the new family, the alternative family does not hate its fellow human beings.
The discussion will take place on Tuesday, April 13th at 7 p.m. at the Bovey University Center Auditorium.
Nomination for president of Michigan State University are winding down. Among the nominations are Grand Rapids businessman and U.S. ambassador to Italy, Peter Saccia, who has accepted the nomination. A list of 136 candidates was obtained and published in the MSU campus newspaper and the State News. Among the nominees who have neither accepted nor declined include such people as retired U.S. Army General Norman Schwarzkopf and Supreme Allied Commander in Operation Desert Storm. And the other is former U.S. Agricultural Secretary Clayton Uter. MSU's search committee plans to hire a permanent successor to former President John DeBiago by September 1st. DeBiago is now president of Tufts University. Interim president of MSU currently is Gordon Geyer, who still has not been nominated.
2 professors and 2 students are being honored today in Lansing. Central Michigan University is proud to say that Professor Thomas Delia, chairman of the chemistry department, and Marcella Koser, who is chairwoman of the Department of Office and Information System, as well as students Michelle Bach of Monroe and Peter Young of Saginaw, are among this year's winners of the Michigan Association of Governors Board Award. The association annually recognizes 2 distinguished faculty and 2 outstanding students from each of Michigan's 15 public 4-year universities. Congratulations to all the winners.
Some of the Michigan's political appointees could see pay raises this fall if Governor Engler's plan is approved. Engler is asking the legislature to add 5% to the pay pool for about 150 government officials. However, not all would necessarily get raises, and the size of the pay boost would vary. State Budget Director Patty Woodworth says the money would cut into wide salary gaps between career civil servants and political employees. A large majority of the political appointees are either aides to the governor or high-level aides to department heads. The raises would end up costing the state about $141,000.
Chippewa County Sheriff deputies are identifying the victim of an explosion and fire as 42-year-old Peter White of Niagara Falls, Ontario. Yesterday's explosion and fire was aboard the Halifax, which is a Canadian steamship-lined freighter that was bound for Lake Superior. The Canadian seaman was killed as he worked on a vessel's unloading tunnel. Authorities say the Halifax is docked at Sault Ste. Marie while U.S. Coast Guard investigators try to determine what caused the blast. The explosion and fire occurred just 3 miles south of Sault Ste. Marie.
Preliminary hearings were held this afternoon for 2 of the 4 suspects in a double stabbing which took place outside a Little Caesar pizzeria in Holland, Michigan on March 29th. 16-year-old Jose Martinez, one of the victims of the stabbing, was attacked as he was leaving a job interview at the pizzeria. While Martinez is still hospitalized, his family is not releasing any information on his condition. The other victim in the attack was a worker at the pizzeria who came to Martinez's aid. He is in good condition at Holland Community Hospital. A 3rd suspect has not been charged in the assault. The 4th suspect is a juvenile being held at a youth home.
Russian officials are calling it the worst nuclear accident since Chernobyl. They stress that yesterday's explosion, fire, and radiation release near the city of Tomsk is not as bad as a Chernobyl accident, and there are no casualties or need for evacuation. The plant in Tomsk had 5 reactors that produced plutonium for the Russian Army's nuclear warheads. Yesterday's fire, however, was far away from these reactors. Authorities say that none of the 110,000 people that work in the city were in the area, but firemen who were called in received a higher than normal dose of radioactivity. In England today, the Irish Republican Army is being accused of an explosion in central London. The bomb went off near a social club. No injuries were reported and only slight damage to the surrounding area. British sources say that 2 telephone warnings were received 30 minutes before the blast. President Clinton will fight hard for his $16 billion jobs bill as he signed an aviation measure today at the White House. The president made it clear that he won't cut more jobs than necessary. He said is needed to boost the economy.
Uniquely American problem. Every major economic power is facing this. The Japanese are about to adopt a much bigger stimulus package than we have to drive their unemployment rate down and generate domestic economic development.
Near Waco, Branch Davidian are already observing over. Cult leader David Koresh has suggested he may end the standoff after he finishes observing Passover April 14th. The trial of 4 Los Angeles police officers will go to the jury Friday. Authorities say that they are prepared in case a not guilty verdict strikes violence. A police chief says that police will be out in force to keep the peace.
Coming up next, John Spitzley will have a look at the rainy forecast and what's going on this Easter weekend.
And Todd Cox will be in the sports to look at the NCAA Final Championship.
Long ago, in a place where there was nothing, something incredible began to happen. As the centuries passed, a beautiful forest blossomed, and all was well. Then one day, a man was careless. And once again, there was nothing.
That's my dad. And that's Mom. Dad's got an idea, a way to get rid of all the grody garbage that's polluting the world. He's invented a big rocket ship to shoot all the garbage into outer space. Mom's not sure, but Dad says his invention will save the world.
There's an easier way to save the world. Recycle. For your free recycling action guide, write Recycle. Environmental Defense Fund, 257 Park Avenue South, New York, New York.
Do you live like this? Crowded, overpriced, distant from campus? Why? When Arthur's Village offers affordable, spacious apartments close to campus. Residents especially like the large bedrooms and ample living space.
I have so much room here at Arthur's Village I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Now I have room for all my stuff.
Arthur's Village apartments are not only spacious, but affordable too. With 9-month leases and low summer rates, Arthur's Village meets students' budgets.
Arthur's Village is so affordable that after paying my rent, I have enough money left over to do the things I enjoy doing.
Arthur's Village economical 3- and 4-bedroom furnished apartments are also close to campus.
I just had a rough day of classes. I'm ready to go over to SAC, work off a little tension, playing some hoops. And since I'm so close to campus, I can be there in a few minutes.
Arthur's Village, spacious, affordable, close to campus. Located at 722 West Broomfield. Call 772-2163 for more information.
Good evening, everybody. Currently, we're at 53 degrees under cloudy skies. Our dew point's at 43, and the humidity is at 86%. The barometer is falling at 30.11 inches, and the wind is slight out of the southeast at 4 miles per hour. We also picked up a couple hundredths of an inch of precipitation earlier this afternoon. We look at our almanac. The normal high for today should be 52, and the record high was 82 set back in 1991. Our normal low is 33, and our record low is 6, set back in 1982. If we can take a look at our state map, well, I guess there we go. We have a state map now. You can see we have this one system out here in the plains that's giving some thunderstorms for them. There's a thunderstorm watch issued just below this cold front right here, in effect till 9 o'clock tonight. They're seeing some more heavy thunderstorms, but for us, we're seeing just a precipitation just now moving in, and there's a lot of it being ushered in out of the Gulf of Mexico. Off to the east, it's sunny. There is one little system that just moved off that gave us strong winds to the eastern states. That's now moved off, and they're under cloudy skies. Back behind me, you see that there is a high-pressure system, and there's also a cold front. Behind that cold front, temperatures are only in the 30s and 20s. Now, I hope we don't see anything like that. We should only get down into the 40s for this weekend. Hopefully that cold weather is going to stay off into Canada. Now, if we take a look at our temperature map for tomorrow, you'll see that there is a band of 40-degree temperatures just off to our west. That'll probably move in here for Friday and Saturday, cooling things off for us a little bit. You see that there's quite a contrast between 70 and 40. That could mean some thunderstorms for Kentucky and Illinois and Indiana. Hopefully we won't see anything like that, but we will see probably rain, just plain rain. Now let's take a look at our state map. You'll see that we are holding steady at around 50 degrees. There's 50s off to the south and 40s off to our north. Everywhere is pretty much cloudy, and the rain is just now starting to move in from Wisconsin. If we can take a look now at our forecast, you'll see tonight light rain becoming more heavy as we get towards the morning hours. We should get down to around 45 degrees. And then for tomorrow, Showers continuing with a high of 51 and southwest winds at 5 to 10. And our extended outlook calls for rain for Friday through Sunday. Temperatures cooling off towards Sunday, getting cooler with highs only in the lower 50s and lows in the 30s. So a little bit of warmer weather and then cooling off towards the weekend. So it looks kind of dreary right now.
Better bring our umbrellas this Easter weekend, huh?
Yeah, not a pretty picture for Easter.
Okay, thanks.
Stay tuned as Todd will join us with sports.
Having the right resume is vital to your future career. That's why you need a resume from Copy Corner, your professional resume headquarters. Copy Corner will help you every step of the way, from writing to layout to printing. And you'll end up with a resume to impress any prospective employer. For one resume or 100, you can't beat our prices, high quality, or fast service. So for a professional resume, contact the experts at Copy Corner, located in Saddler Square, Big Rapids, and the Cinema Plaza, Mount Pleasant.
Honey, it's Mom. Please let me in. I'm worried.
Learn to see the signs of mental illness. 2 out of 3 people who get help get better. For a free booklet, call the National Mental Health Association.
Everyone has their own idea of a hero.
Magic Johnson. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Mr. Neal.
My hero, Gloria Stefan.
Martin Luther King. Mr. Hope.
These are teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes. They've given them hope. They've given them choices. They've changed their lives.
Well, the children are the heroes.
The most fulfilling thing is watching a child succeed.
I just like to help them make their dreams come true.
Teachers have the power to wake up young minds, to be heroes, to make a difference. Reach for that power. Teach. If you want to make an impact on our future, call 1-800-45-TEACH.
Mr. Wilkins.
Mrs. Eisenhower.
Mr. Adler.
Be a teacher. Be a hero.
Well, I'm Todd Cox, is in with sports.
Todd, the Pistons kept their playoff hopes alive last night.
Yeah, the NBA season is winding down as the Detroit Pistons rallied late in the third period and got solid defense in the fourth by Joe Dumars to pull away for a 91-79 victory over the Washington Bullets last night. As we travel down to the Palace of Auburn Hills, down in Auburn Hills, as Harvey Grant, who is wearing number 0 in this game because his jersey got stolen at Detroit Airport, hits the J, and the Bullets up 4 at the half. But then Joe Dumars took over and pulls up over Rex Chapman right here and gets the little bunny to go, a little 15-footer. Dumars leads Detroit in the fourth quarter surge with a 3-pointer to tie the game at 66. Isaiah will pull up, get an assist as Joe drills it from the corner. He finished with 38 points. The Pistons are now a game and a half behind the 8th and final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Well, the Michigan basketball fans welcomed home the Wolverines yesterday as a Fab Five, and the rest of the team were given a warm welcome from my 1,500 screaming fans at Chrysler Arena yesterday. Chris Webber will lead the team off the plane, and as he gets introduced to the crowd, he gets a little teary-eyed after the little incident that happened Monday night, and a little from the standing ovation as you see a little teary-eyed. And then Steve Fisher spoke to the fans at Chrysler Arena.
Make certain when you walk around campus or town or your community, you wear that maize and blue with tremendous pride and great accomplishment. Go Blue.
Weber is hedging his bets. He says right now he's staying at Ann Arbor rather than going pro. Some fans pleaded for Weber to stay in college. Turning to Major League Baseball, the Detroit Tigers had the night off last night, but there was plenty of action yesterday as we go to the baseball scoreboard. As Seattle bombed Toronto 8-1, Mariner left-hander Randy Johnson struck out 14 batters, and Ken Griffey Jr. hit a 3-run homer off Jack Morris, enabling the Mariners to the home opener win. Chicago White Sox doubled up Minnesota 10-5. Tim Raines hit a 3-run homer to pace the White Sox to their 7th consecutive opening day win. Former Chippewa Kevin Tapani took the loss. It was California 3, Milwaukee 1. Mark Langston pitched a 3-hitter for the Angels, and J.T. Snow hit his first Major League home run for the Angels. As we turn to the senior circuit, San Francisco edged St. Louis 2-1. The $43 million man, Barry Bonds, hit a sacrifice fly, driving in the winning run for manager Dusty Baker's first Major League win. And probably the exciting game of the day, Jose Guzman pitched 8 2/3 innings of no-hit baseball for the Cubs as they downed the Braves 1-0. Mark Grace drove in the only run of the game. It was Los Angeles 4, Florida 2. Ramon Martinez, along with 2 relievers, struck out 13 Marlins in what was their first ever night game. Philadelphia down Houston 5-3. Former Astro Kurt Schilling outpitched Greg Swindell, the Astros' $17 million man, and former Tiger Pete Incaviglia hit a home run for the Phillies. And Pittsburgh pounded San Diego 9-4 as Tim Wakefield survived a career-high 9 walks and Kevin Young drove in 4 runs, helping the Pirates win their home opener. Turning to the NFL gridiron, the Detroit Lions have gotten into the fun and games of the NFL free agency as they have signed 2 more offensive linemen. The Lions signed former Falcon Bill Freilich and former Charger Dave Richards to 3-year contracts that will pay each player about $5 million. Since the market opened on March 1st, the Lions have signed 4 quality starters. There was plenty of activity in the NFL free agent signings the last 2 days. Yesterday, Reggie White got the word from God to sign with the Green Bay Packers. White is a 7-time All-Pro defensive end and inked a 4-year deal worth $17 million. Mark Carey is headed to the Cleveland Browns as a former Tampa Bay receiver signed a 3-year pact worth $1.2 million. And the San Francisco 49ers have signed free agent defensive back Tim McDonald for 5 years and $13 million. Well, finally, if you missed it, in Phoenix, Arizona last night, the Los Angeles Lakers visited the Suns in what turned out to be a very wild and entertaining ballgame. As we travel to Phoenix, as Kevin Johnson will get shot off, but then Dan Marley will get the rebound from Johnson, and then Anthony Peeler will tie it up with 1.6 seconds left. Actually, will take the lead. And then Marley from 35 feet out hits the 3-pointer, and the Phoenix Suns go on to win it by 1 point, 115-114. And a couple of baseball notes. CMU down Michigan State 6-2 in the first game of the doubleheader, and Andy Kruger was the MAC hitter of the week as he batted .500 and drove in 10 runs. And that's a look at sports.
We'll be right back.
Do you live like this? Crowded, overpriced, distant from campus? Why? When Arthur's Village offers affordable, spacious apartments close to campus. Residents especially like the large bedrooms and ample living space.
I have so much room here at Arthur's Village I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. Now I have room for all my stuff.
Arthur's Village apartments are not only spacious, but affordable too. With 9-month leases and low summer rates, Arthur's Village meets students' budgets.
Arthur's Village is so affordable that after paying my rent, I have enough money left over to do the things I enjoy doing.
Arthur's Village economical 3- and 4-bedroom furnished apartments are also close to campus.
I just had a rough day of classes. I'm ready to go over to SAC, work off a little tension, playing some hoops. And since I'm so close to campus, I can be there in a few minutes.
Arthur's Village, spacious, affordable, close to campus. Located at 722 West Broomfield. Call 772-2163 for more information.
Road signs are an important part of our highway system across the country, but for one interstate road sign, it was a one-way insult.
Motorists traveling south on I-95 in Connecticut got quite a shock from an electronic traffic sign. Instead of the information about tie-ups or construction, the sign said, quote, "You suck." State police say they don't know who's responsible for this prank. They think maybe a computer hacker somehow programmed the traffic signs. Perhaps it's a sign of the times.
Well, I don't know, but I think that's not very nice.
I wouldn't want to be driving along and have somebody flash out in my face, but you know.
Yep.
Well, the Packers seem to be getting themselves quite a good little team going here.
Yeah, they made some trades and signed some free agents, and you know they're looking up. They're saying the Pack is back in Green Bay, but we'll have to wait and see.
Okay.
Great, John. What's going to be coming up? Umbrella or what?
Yeah, we probably need to take your umbrella out this weekend. It's going to be rainy.
Okay. Well, that'll be it for tonight. Join us tomorrow on Thursday's edition of News Central.